gusta la presión también.
Al estilo de Martín.
Que les guste y que disfruten de él.
Getafe are back in the top flight after just one season in Spain's second division. The Madrid club represents one of the biggest cities in the region, now with more than 170,000 inhabitants. Its proximity to the Spanish capital has been one of its strong points during the club's run of over 10 years in La Liga, where it has become one of the most consistent sides in Spanish football. Located to the south of the Spanish capital, Getafe is just 15 kilometers from Madrid and can be easily reached by train, bus or metro from Madrid's international airports or Atocha and Chamartín, the capital's two main train stations. International trains, the high-speed AVE connecting Madrid with the rest of Spain, local trains and the Madrid Metro go through these two stations, making it easy to reach the Coliseum Alfonso Pérez. Once in Getafe, the local El Casar train station or the metro stop Los Espartales will get you almost to the door of the stadium. In addition to the wide range of accommodation in Madrid, Getafe also offers places to stay close to the stadium, so you can start your sightseeing around this compact city. Just 3 kilometers from the stadium is the Hotel Exe Getafe. Built in 2003, this elegant hotel is ideal for family holidays or business travel, with average prices per night of 150 to 200 euros. Even closer is the Hostal Carlos III, an ideal place to relax close to the centre of town, with prices of between 45 and 65 euros for a room. A cheaper option is the Hostal Colón, again just 3 kilometers from the stadium, and prices of around 50 euros per night.
Welcome to Getafe, a welcoming and dynamic city, but most of all a city that knows how to fight. Just like our team in the top division, Getafe is built on the hard work of its people, and it is also proud to be a tolerant city. Our arms are wide open to welcome anybody who comes here for the first time. Getafe is a city that combines all kinds of historical monuments from as far back as the 14th century, together with modern, pioneering industries such as the aeronautical sector. It's a city that makes drones, industrial machinery and world-class technology for the pharmaceutical industry.
Hello, my name is Miguel Angel, and I'm going to show you some of the most important places in Getafe. We've come here to the Cerro de los Ángeles because it's important not just to the history of Getafe, but also to that of the Madrid region. It's both a place where people come to meet and also a religious site. People come every day to enjoy the nature here. But also we have the Chapel of the Virgin of Los Angeles, who's the patron saint of the city. And we have the Sacred Heart religious monument here too. The monument was built in 1945 and is around 60 meters tall. The Cerro de Los Angeles stands at 640 meters above sea level, so the top part of this monument is at more than 700 meters. It was built on top of a church, where today all kinds of religious services take place. And many couples from Getafe are on the waiting list to get married either in the church or the chapel at some stage in the near future. The chapel of our Mother of Los Angeles is the long-term home for the statue of our patron saint. It's only brought down once a year for a pilgrimage just before the city's annual street parties. They say that in the past it was taken down so that the locals could ask for it to rain to help the farmers and landowners in the Getafe area.
Here is a welcoming corner of our city that everybody can enjoy. At the end, there is the local library. We like to take care of culture here in Getafe. But before it was a library, it was a jail. They started building the Getafe district jail at the beginning of the 16th century. Then there was a lot of space to keep all the scoundrels and villains in a safe place. So down below are the cells. And on the ground floor they built a big barn to store the wheat and hay and everything else that was picked in the fields around Getafe at that time. Around 1980, they turned it into the Central Library and named it after Ricardo de la Vega. It has 2 floors and 2 reading rooms, one for adults and one for children. They started to build Santa Maria Magdalena Church, or the Magdalena Church as it's known here, in 1549. It was finished in 1770. Baroque and Renaissance are the 2 different styles, but the tower is Moorish, and it belonged to the temple that stood here previous to this one. In 1995 it became a cathedral. The architect was Alonso de Covarrubias, one of the best-known architects in Madrid in the 16th century. Inside, there's an altar that is used by the Bishop of Madrid and built by Alonso Cano. There's also a recently renovated organ that is one of the best of its kind in Madrid and surrounding area. It's used for a well-known and important religious music festival in the region. St. Joseph's Hospital is a charming place to come and spend a quiet moment, perhaps for a chat with a friend.
The building behind me was once the San Jose Hospital, and it was originally built in 1507, and the foundation of St. Joseph was created in the same year. It was set up so St. Joseph's could be used to look after those people in Getafe who did not have enough money to look after themselves and could not pay for a stay in a nearby hospital. Today it's still used to look after all the families in this area who don't have a lot of money and need a helping hand.
This is where the Getafe fans meet up to talk about their side's fortunes and the people involved in making their dreams become reality. Right here in this fountain, we've celebrated all the promotions from the regional leagues all the way up to the first division. When I used to go to Toulouse or Hamburg, I went with a bag full of brochures to explain what Getafe was all about. When Getafe went up to the first division, the engineers started to ask me if they were going to beat Madrid or Barcelona. Thanks to Getafe putting us on the map, we now have 51 multinational companies here, such as Airbus, Eurofighter, Ariane, Matra and Gamesa, that help us spread our name all over the world. Look who it is.
Great to see you, Pedro.
The promotion hero, the promotion hero.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Good, good. I still remember fondly that game against Tenerife.
Let's go. I'm going to treat you to some food.
Done. Let's go and have a little chat. Let's remember the good old days.
First of all, this year, the important thing is to not go down again. I don't think it will happen, but it's the same worry we had when we went up 20,000 years ago. I was lucky, Pedro, to be a much-loved player.
Here?
Here, I was well-liked. The best thing for me in Spain is the wine. I don't know how other countries sell more wine than Spain. The wine here is amazing.
I brought you here to Bar Plaza. It's one of the best known bars in the city. This is the town hall square, where we usually come to have some nice wine and, more importantly, have a nice bit of Spanish omelette. It's probably the best in all of Getafe.
Good afternoon. We're in Casa de Pias in Getafe. Here we serve food depending on the season, straight from the market. I'm going to offer you 3 dishes, starting with a tuna tartare. It's made with homemade teriyaki and peanuts, and it's served with wakame and homemade egg yolk. Next up is a salad that is still not on the menu. It's new this season. It's made with laminated octopus, cooked baby potatoes, and served with pickles such as capers, gherkins, and onions. All with a tartar sauce, and always with extra virgin olive oil. And to finish, we have a typical product here from Getafe, which is our omelette. This is a French omelette served with artichokes from Aranjuez. It comes with ham and chopped garlic.
We're going to present 4 dishes, which we hope you will taste and enjoy. We will start with the salad. It's called Forgotten Salad. It includes cold tomato puree, small slices of melon, avocado, Iberian cured ham and cooked shrimp. The sirloin steak comes with candied potatoes in olive oil and toasted foie gras. It's decorated with Swiss chard leaves and bread. We call the baby squid deluxe. There are 2 alternatives, grilled and fried in flour. Bolandrines is a typical dish from Getafe. It's served with green garlic and mayonnaise sauce with basil. We marinate the chicken in rosé wine, garlic, cumin, and some other secret ingredients.
Getafe has excellent shopping, and I believe you should all come and shop here.
The old and young people of the city are all very excited. We try to put up a fight against the strong La Liga teams who are historically much bigger than we are. After 12 years in the first division, we've managed to make a name for ourselves. This will be the 12th plus 1 year in the first division. The biggest thing in football is winning a promotion to the top flight. We can boast that we've played in 2 Copa del Rey finals in the last 11 years. We have taken part in the Europa League twice. We made the quarter-final 1 year with that memorable game against Bayern Munich. That game put us on the European football map. That day, all of Spain was behind Getafe. Javi El Peñi is an institution here. He's been here all his life, and everyone loves him, all the clubs and the players. He's what makes the dressing room buzz. He puts on his flamenco music for the players to listen to, and although they wind him up, he's a very much-loved figure here.
The players, you have to treat the players as if they were children. Some days they can be uptight, and you just have to grin and bear it. Out on the pitch, the players threw me up into the air. Later, they threw me into the swimming pool with a bottle of champagne.
Con la botella de champán.
I always play flamenco music here, also on the team bus and outside the stadium. There's a bit of flamenco dancing too. There are players who like to cut the socks, cut away part of the socks where the toes are, or mess around with the boots. They all have their individual thing, but I know who they are, and they no longer catch me out.
She's a hard worker. She's loyal, which is why she's been here for so many years. It's not been easy. Although football is not as sexist as it was before, it's been tough. Some people believe that the press officer can't be a woman. I think they're wrong, and she's a great example, which proves it's true.
Still, after 20 years of working in professional football, it's tough going for women. It's harder for work colleagues who come here to film something to accept that a woman can tell them no. You don't see that sexism from the players or the manager. The press find it difficult to accept no, especially from a woman. It's sad, but that's the way it is. Players, I have a very good relationship with them. One has to be familiar with their routines and their norms. For example, I never enter in the dressing room, but not because I'm a woman, but because I consider it their space. So why should I be where I don't belong? There are certain norms in football that are not official, but that do exist, and it's very important to respect them.
Getafe has changed a lot for the better over the last 18 years. The city support the team. People have made an effort to get their season tickets. Their behaviour during games is perfect. I think there's less pressure on both the first and second team. And I'm not talking about the pressure towards players or coaches, but also towards the president. People here understand very well that we must be very happy, since playing in the first division is an amazing achievement. We've never had any problems, neither with referees nor with our opponents or anyone else. I think that Getafe fans are fantastic, and I admire the supporters clubs and other fans' behaviour.
This is my hometown team. I've supported them since I was a child.
We're passionate, and that's what Getafe is about, the passion. So I'll always be a die-hard Barcelona. It's a passion for me. When I was a child, I lived next to Getafe's first stadium, Las Margaritas, and I grew up with it. It's impossible not to support Getafe.
We've got a great atmosphere here, with no fights or trouble. It's funnier to come here than the Bernabeu or the Camp Nou, because here we're a family.
Getafe fans never get into trouble. It's great, and this year we have 12,200 members.
Spain comes first, followed by Getafe. The club means a lot to me. Did you notice? There's the Spain flag.
¡Aupa Geta! ¡Mucho Geta! ¡Ahí!